Hello everyone. A typhoon is passing near Japan in Japan and it is raining heavily outside. Typhoons in Japan are less powerful than hurricanes in the United States. Even so, it is necessary to prepare for disasters, as they sometimes cause serious damage. Recently, in order to limit the damage, public transportation has increased the number of announcements in advance and declaration of suspension. Personally, I agree that the typhoon is coming, so we will be closed. I think it's a peculiar Japanese mentality, but it means that many people take it for granted that if there is a moving public transportation system, they should arrive on time. I think this is an unbelievable way of thinking for people in countries other than Japan. This kind of thinking tends to be more prevalent among older people, but it is still present among younger generations, such as those in their 30s. So by shutting down public transport, we can stop people who risk moving on time. Now let's talk about Alibaba. When you think of Alibaba, you think of Jack Ma. Jack Ma has moved to other countries outside of China. It seems that he also lived in Japan for a while. And it was said that Jack Ma would not return to China anymore, but this year it is news that Jack Ma has returned to China. Jack Ma had been urged to return to China by one of the Chinese Communist Party's China Sevens, but he had always refused. It is said that it was Li Chang who urged him to return. Li Chang is ranked second in China 7. He seems to have interacted with Jack Ma when he was Prime Minister of the State Council. And in March of this year, Jack Ma will suddenly return to Japan. The fact that he suddenly returned after refusing to return to Japan until now probably means that he has come to an agreement with the Chinese Communist Party. There are various speculations about the content of the agreement, but the most likely reason is that Jack Ma's own safety was protected. In China, no matter how big a game is, it can suddenly get caught. I just don't see the benefits that the Chinese Communist Party can get. Even if Alibaba does not give the Chinese Communist Party any special benefits, Jack Ma's return home is a great benefit. It is important that the representatives of China's business community did not abandon China, but returned to China. If Jack Ma fled overseas, people would think that the Chinese economy might be in trouble, and investment in China would decrease. Jack Ma's return to China has improved the economic environment in China, and it gives us hope that it will get better in the future. After Jack Ma returned to Japan, he said he would divide Alibaba into 6 parts. Alibaba is a very large company, so it has various departments. After splitting, we have the possibility of listing each in the future. As a result, the value of the holding company Alibaba will explode. In fact, Alibaba's stock price also reacted. However, Alibaba's business is for the Chinese domestic market. We also export products overseas, but most of them are for the domestic market. Whether internet business in China can secure a large profit in the future depends on the domestic situation in China. Internet businesses in China have been hit hard by the Xi Jinping administration. The education business using the internet was crushed by the Xi Jinping administration. Business using the internet is effective in a country like China, which has a large land area and large regional disparities between urban and rural areas. China's IT industry is unstable because the Chinese Communist Party suddenly crushes such promising businesses. Recently, Alibaba has also reduced personnel, that is, restructuring. About 5,000 jobs were cut in the first quarter of this year. In the year of 2022, there will be about 20,000 people. It's not like Jack Ma's return has improved Alibaba's performance. That's a 2% increase compared to 2022, but below market expectations. Alibaba has many businesses, but online sales seem to be declining. This is not due to Alibaba's problem, but rather to the fact that consumption in China as a whole is declining. And the cloud division, which accounts for 10% of Alibaba's revenue, was negative. After all, the existence of charismatic managers alone cannot win in the current state of the Chinese economy, which is in a bad state. Depending on the trend of the Chinese economy, Alibaba's performance could deteriorate further. Headcount cuts are also being cut by Alibaba executives, who understand that the next few years are going to be tough, so they are cutting labor costs. If we have a view to growing in the future, we will have engineers without reducing personnel. And it's interesting to see the ages of the people who were laid off at Alibaba. In China, older people tend to get fired first. And it is said that Alibaba often lays off people over the age of 35. The average age of Alibaba employees is said to be around 27. It becomes difficult for IT companies to remain in the company after reaching a certain age. However, the salary is good, So you can earn money like an idol when you are young, but when you reach your late 30s, you don't know what to do. These people get a lot of money when they are young, so they consume a lot. I can't imagine that I won't be able to get money in the future, so I will buy a good apartment or a luxury car and raise the standard of living. And when you reach the mid-30s, you will be fired suddenly. And those who do business with these unstable people are also unstable. The story of the Chinese economy and real estate are inextricably linked. Since the IT industry is a profitable business, local governments have also developed infrastructure and equipment to attract IT companies. We are also creating special economic zones for high-tech industries. When the region thrives in this way, the value of the land rises, so the land rental fee paid to the local government that rents out the land increases, and the local government is enriched. So, I don't think there will be a sudden decline in China's IT industry and economy in the future. However, I don't think it will grow quickly. Internet services are services with low barriers to entry, so competition will weaken each other. Alibaba's rapid growth was due to Jack Ma's foresight and the Chinese Communist Party's exclusion of foreign countries to favor the Chinese market over domestic players. China is blocking American companies from coming in. By simply developing a successful business model in a foreign country in China, there are no competitors and a monopoly can be obtained. And Alibaba is believed to have been helped by the Communist Party because it had exchanges with the administration before the Xi Jinping administration. However, since the Xi Jinping administration came into power, restrictions on internet business have hindered Alibaba's growth. Even if we can exclude foreign companies, the competition in China is getting fiercer this time. In the age of competition, I think that Alibaba can continue to grow in the future. That's all for now. See you next time.